What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Best of Pay-Per-View Wrestlemania 30, and here we have the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan. As you can see, he comes in this really nice picture, or really nice box. He does come with two accessories, that being the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course he is part of the Corporate Kane series, so after you get all four figures, you can make Corporate Kane. And you can see on the side of the box, Daniel Bryan does come with the two arms needed for Kane. And then we have a little read up on the back. Let's actually zoom in on that a little, so you can... Well, I'm going to read it, but I'm still going to zoom in on it. And the read-up says, Daniel Bryan. To say that Daniel Bryan was a B-plus player in the words of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon sees the day at WrestleMania 30, it would be a massive understatement. He didn't just win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which he had chased for over a year. He silenced every naysayer that dismissed him as not worthy of WWE's top prize. Bolstered by legions of the Yes movement, Bryan beat Triple H to earn his way into a triple threat title match against the defending champ Randy Orton and Batista. Bryan fought tooth and nail and in the end overcame outside interference from Stephanie McMahon and the Game to achieve his dream that so many had doubt he'd ever realize. And then other figures in this assortment include Daniel Bryan, The Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, and John Cena. And after you get all four of those figures together, you get your own Corporate Kane figure. So really looking forward to putting him together. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and we'll go on to the rest of his review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Daniel Bryan posed and out of the packaging. Now before we get on to Daniel Bryan, let's go on to his Build-A-Figure piece. He of course does come with the arms of Corporate Kane, and luckily for me, I have seen a few people who have gotten the same arm. I have two different arms, so that is good. And what we're going to do is just plug those into Corporate Kane, and those are really stiff joints. There we go. Like I said, really stiff joints, and there we have Corporate Kane. You can see he towers over Daniel Bryan. Really looking forward to completing him. We just need his head. So we are like 90% done with Corporate Kane. But anyway, let's take a look at Daniel Bryan really fast. Once again, the ultimate underdog in the WWE. Well, I think that's Rey Mysterio, but I think that title should go to Daniel Bryan now. He does come with both the World Heavyweight and the WWE Heavyweight, or the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. Let's take a look at the World Heavyweight Championship first. You can see it is a really nice gold. There's a lot of details on it. It does say World Heavyweight Champion. You can see the nameplate here. The little rubies are painted on. I kind of wish they were painted on the side plates too. And then we have the WWE title, which, if you have The Rock or last year's John Cena or Daniel Bryan's, what was it, Elite 28 release, you know exactly what you get. However, I do like that this is a soft plastic. These titles have just been getting softer and softer, and that's a good thing. I would prefer soft titles over those really stiff, dense plastic ones. But overall, really nice detail. You can see it says Champion. The WWE scratch logo. Scratch logo on both sides. The rubies are painted nicely, so it's a good thing we get both titles. And moving on to the figure himself, let's actually zoom the camera back out a little. Here we have Daniel Bryan in his WrestleMania 30 attire, which he started using quite a bit afterwards, but it's not my favorite attire, but you know, it's still pretty cool. Now, before we get on to his articulation, let's take a look at his face sculpt. You might be wondering, why does his face look different from his torso? And on camera, you can pretty much tell that his face is a different color than his body. The reason behind that is for Daniel Bryan with long hair, Mattel casted his head in brown plastic. That is a no-no. His head should have been casted in flesh color with his beard and hair painted, not casted in brown. I don't know why they started painting Daniel Bryan's faces. I mean, is it cheaper to do this? Because I can't imagine that flesh-colored paint is cheaper than brown paint, but off camera it looks nice, but on camera you can obviously tell there is difference, and some of them are paler than others, and some of them are darker than others. I settled for one that looked nice off camera, because I'm going to be looking at it probably for the rest of my life. But he really doesn't have much attire on his torso. I'm really glad they didn't paint the arm strap, that they left it off, so I'm guessing that this is supposed to be like late triple threat match where Batista and Orton already tore off his, what's it called, band-aids. On this side you can see it is, I think it's supposed to be silver, but no, it was gray. It was gray, and it has DB there. On this side it is red, and once again says DB. Knee pads have Daniel Bryan's logo, and the flames on his kick pads are really awesome. Again, says DB on his kick pads, but was this one... I want to say that this one isn't mirrored, but maybe it was. That's something I need to look at. I mean, I saw WrestleMania 30 again, just so I can review these figures, but I don't remember... maybe that is true. And of course his kick pads with the... They're supposed to be fuzzies, but I guess they just didn't want to sculpt new kick pads, so they just painted this in gray paint. I think I would have preferred it if they went all out and gave us like the fuzzies that were on his kick pads. That would have been icing on the cake. But anyway, let's go on to his articulation. He does have limited articulation in the head. He can't look up, he can't look down, he can barely look right, he can barely look left, and he can barely tilt his head, so you're stuck with that far, or nothing. Unfortunate, but I wish they had, like, done something different with Daniel Bryan figures, because anything with long hair, they pretty much screwed up. Arms on the ball don't go out. Do a full 360, spin at the bicep, bend at the elbow, spins and bends at the wrist. He has an ab crunch. Waist swivel, which is really loose on mine, as you can see. I'm not doing anything and it's turning crazy. Let's go forward, back, and out. Pretty far out, so he can do the splits, even though he doesn't really. He spins at the thigh, double jointed in the knee, although... Well, his knee pad doesn't get in the way because it is a softer knee pad, so I'm kind of glad about the softer knee pads, because that makes posing so much easier. He has a boot swivel, and a hinge foot, which is stiff, and rocker ankle, so really great figure, good articulation, minus the head and a few paint applications here and there. But what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him posed up, and we'll move on to my final thoughts, so sit tight everyone. So here we have Daniel Bryan posed for my final thoughts, and overall, I think this figure is okay at best. Like, I was expecting a little more from this figure, but he is just basically a WrestleMania reissue of, what was it, Elite 31 Daniel Bryan, where you got this head sculpt with the Wyatt family gear. I think I like that attire better than this one, but that's just my personal preference. One good thing is he does come with both the world title and the WWE title, so if you don't have the belts, you can get this figure, get them both in one shot, and you're all set. But like I said, not my favorite Daniel Bryan figure, but he'll do for now. I do want to point out that He is from WrestleMania 30, not 31. That's because these figures are exclusive to Toys R Us, but Toys R Us was late to get them in stock. They were supposed to come out last year in 2014, but they are barely hitting shelves in 2015. Sucks, yes, but, at least we got the figures in the end. If you can get any of these figures and you like the attires, like the characters, I say you pick them up. I'm mainly picking these up so I can have a corporate cane, but overall, like I said, I think Daniel Bryan is a weak figure. He comes with accessories I already have, and I don't really care much for this attire. I think I might just head swap with another Daniel Bryan, or I might just buy the Elite 31 Daniel Bryan. But if you find this Daniel Bryan and you're a fan of Daniel Bryan, why not pick him up? Like I said, you get both titles, and that's always good. And this is King of Dragons 5000 saying thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, comment, check out all my other video reviews, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.